Lord David Frost, Lord means unelected, the British Brexit Minister, is making points with his own people again, now in the fisheries dispute with France. The week started pretty well for Lord David Frost. To understand why this is so, it was enough to take a look at the conservative newspapers on Tuesday. The Times and the Daily Telegraph reported almost word for word about an alleged withdrawal by the French president. Emmanuel Macron, so the reading in London, buckled in the fishing dispute with the British government on Monday evening. And that is mainly thanks to one man, Lord Frost, the Brexit minister in Boris Johnson's cabinet, and from my point of view, the craziest one there. It's not the first time that Frost has been celebrated within his own ranks. The Tories and the press favoured him like to portray him as the man who makes it unmistakably clear to Europeans what Brexit means. And in the dispute with Paris, this means only those French fishermen are allowed to cast their nets in British waters who have already done so before Brexit. No one else gets a license. In London, it's hoped that Macron has now realized this, but that they have withdrawn from the fact that he issued an ultimatum and failed to carry out threats to stop supplying the island of Jersey with energy from Tuesday, among other things. Well, he didn't fail, he could have done it. How it continues now is again due to Frost. He was invited to Paris for negotiations. Frost agreed and let it be known that he was looking forward to the talks today. One can assume that this is meant seriously. After all, Frost succeeded in something that was not necessarily to be expected. He turned the tables in the Brexit dispute and doesn't want to know anything about it now. So far it has been the British who have been accused of a lack of compliance with the treaty. Now the British are warning the French that they breach the treaties if they actually carry out their threats. Frost will continue to use this narrative for himself. Certainly also on Friday, when he negotiates the most important conflict with the EU in Brussels, the future of Northern Ireland. Frost is appreciated in Brussels, even though I don't know why. Unlike Johnson, he is characterized by a calm manner and detailed knowledge, it's said. EU officials who have dealt with him describe the British as a sociable negotiator who always makes his demands politely, even if they are outrageous. Well, in his press he behaves differently. His home is the Midlands. From Derby, he first went to the neighbouring city of Nottingham to high school and later to Oxford, where he studied French and history. Frost began his career in 1987 at the UK Foreign Office. When he was sent to Brussels in the early 1990s, he got to know the mechanisms of the EU there. The work in the British representation is said to have disaffected him. Apparently, Frost could not do much with the European spirit that infects many who are sent to Brussels. In the noughties, he represented the UK as ambassador to Denmark. In 2013, he left the diplomatic service and became head of the Scottish Whisky Association, the Association of Scottish Whisky Producers. At that time, Frost was still full of praise for the EU internal market. In 2016, Johnson brought him to the State Department as a consultant. 3 years later, Frost was negotiating Britain's exit from the EU. He did it in the spirit of Johnson, whereupon he made sure that Frost came to the House of Lords in the summer of 2020. Since then, he has had his title of nobility. In March, the Prime Minister brought Frost into the cabinet. As Minister of State, he is responsible for implementing Brexit. From Johnson's point of view, the main thing about Frost is his loyalty, and through his unconditional will to translate the Brexit ideology into action. What Frost understands by this, his opponents in Paris and Brussels will now find out again. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.